This is the Sports Timeout Podcast with Jordan Atkins, Dr. DePoe, and your host.
It's that time again, everyone.
Wes
Welcome to the Sports Timeout Podcast, brought to you by Blondie's Woodfire Wheelhouse Food Truck and Kraken Cajun Seafood House here in Joplin. Find them on Facebook. Just search for Blondie's Woodfire Wheelhouse if you're in the mood for some good pizza, or Kraken Cajun Seafood House if you're looking for some fresh Cajun. And Wes Underwood going solo again this week. And, well, first up, we're going to go ahead and talk the World Series. And it ended this week, and I thought it was a great series. Maybe it didn't go 7 games like I thought it would, but Atlanta did win. And that's who we picked here on the show, as Tony and myself gave our predictions last week. And you know what? It really did surprise me. The MVP of the whole thing was Jorge Soler. And as a Royals fan, I never thought I'd hear myself say those words. But the dude changed his attitude when he got to Atlanta, and he crushed 3 crucial bombs to help lead Atlanta to a World Series victory. I mean, not to mention, he hit one of those home runs in his very first at-bat in the World Series. And not to mention as well that this guy was on the COVID list a few weeks ago. So, congratulations to the Atlanta Braves. Well-deserved. You guys did it. Lots of first-time World Series winners, including Ron Washington. Congratulations, sir. Well-deserved. I loved watching his teams when he was in Texas, and here he is with the Braves, and they did it. They did it. So, congratulations, Atlanta. Celebrate while you can. You guys are World Series champions. Next up, we head to the NBA, and, well, let's talk Knicks and Bulls. Are they back? Look, I've talked about this for a bit now, but I'm a huge Bulls fan. I grew up in the 90s during the MJ era, and just, wow. And then we had hope a few years ago. Rose came, and ironically, he's with the Knicks now, but different story there. But Rose was there, Noah was good, Korver was emerging, Luol Deng was young and he was good, Carlos Boozer came in to help. They looked good. And then things happened where they got hurt and it derailed. And then again, they end up getting Butler as Rose went down with his ACL tear. Year was over with injuries. Fast forward a little bit more, then the D-Wade experiment happened. Him, Rondo, Butler, Robin Lopez, and Gibson. The year went terrible. Then he was traded away. The Bulls cleaned house, and now we have Billy Donovan. He now, in year 2, has done great in bringing in a whole new team. Levine stays, DeRozan joins, Nikola came at the end of last season. He's there now. They got Lonzo, they grabbed Caruso, and now you have a fantastic new team. I love it right now, especially when they were down 15 points on Monday, and they came back against a good overall Boston team despite their record, and they won by 10. It's incredible. It's incredible. And then the Knicks, Randall, Walker, Barrett, Rose, Gibson on the bench, both proven guys. The whole team looks good right now. They could be good. They could be really good down the stretch. If these two teams stay healthy, which I think they can, these two teams stay healthy, I have them going deep in the playoffs. Maybe not to the finals, but I have them going pretty deep into the playoffs. I do. Then next up in the NBA, we're going to talk the elimination of non-basketball foul moves. Now, before we get truly started, I clarify that those are the overt, abrupt, or abnormal non-basketball moves by an offensive player with the ball in an effort to draw a foul. Those plays, such as a shooter launching himself into a defender sideways, or unnecessary leg kicks by the shooter, or, have become blight on the game, frustration across the board, stuff like that. Executives to coaches to players to fans. So, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of eyes on the referees this year. I mean, scoring and free throws and foul shots are down compared to a similar amount of games at the start of last season. The lower numbers are not dramatic, and, I mean, we expected it. And league officials have said it has led to a cleaner, more aesthetically pleasing game. And, I kind of agree on that. I mean, I'm tired of watching these guys go out there and flop game in and game out. Essentially, you're getting rid of the flop. That's what you're doing. The art of the flop has made the game soft, and it has drawn people away. It's terrible. You see guys like LeBron. I wonder if that's why LeBron's starting to sit out more. They're watching it. He was the king of the flop. He's not King James. He's the king of the flop. He was the guy who always got those non-contact fouls or always going to the bucket, just barely getting touched, leaning in, making it look good, falling to the ground, grabbing his face. The guy flops a lot, and I believe he is the king of flop. You like the Sultan of SWAT in baseball. Well, in NBA terms, the king of the flop belongs to LeBron. So, you know what? That's my opinion on that. I think that the NBA is doing the right thing. I really do. I am not angry at this at all. Not angry at this at all. I love it. So, way to go, NBA. Thank you. Thank you. And to the NFL we go, and I bring in former Chiefs cornerback, Mr. Eric Warfield. How are you, sir?
Doing well, and yourself?
Not too bad. Little chilly tonight. Kind of talking there. It's pretty chilly.
Yeah, the cold weather is starting to come in. So, but I love the fall weather. That's kind of the best time of the year for me.
Yeah? Did you like it when you were playing football too?
Fall weather, yes. Cold weather, no.
Yeah, the negatives in the snow, you didn't like that?
Yeah, that doesn't feel too good when you're getting hit or trying to hit. So.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get to it. There's a lot to talk about here. And speaking of a lot of talk going around about the Chiefs and the toxic fan base. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, I want to hear it from a player and see what things are there. You've played for the organization. You know what the fans were like. You were there quite a while. So what's your take on that one from Tyron?
So I can't say anything negative about the Chiefs or the fan base. My thing as an overall look at perspective, fans are committed. They're more invested. I don't want to say they're more invested than the players are, but they're invested emotionally and financially into what we do as a team. And so when things happen, and especially bad things, they tend to voice their opinions.
Yeah.
And a lot of situations, even us as players, when we try to respond to certain things, we need to think twice before saying those things. And I think some of the fans are kind of need to tone it down a little bit.
Yes.
But I'm not saying in general Chiefs fans, just fans in general.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, you kind of taking shots personally at people that you really don't know just through a TV screen or going to watch them play. And some of those guys are still kids. I understand that they're making a lot of money. But yet, and they're on a different pedestal.
Yeah. So
it's kind of granted. I don't say granted, but it's kind of, I don't know. I guess it's kind of welcoming. It seems like, because if you're out on the field and you understand and you see bad things happen, you yell and you say things.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get to Twitter and you get to these social media things, it kind of stings a lot more. Words hurt a lot more than physical things could ever do to you.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I kind of hate for one of our guys is the stuff that Dan Sorensen is going through.
Yeah.
The last few weeks, actually, I won't say the last few weeks, this season, he's kind of taking a beating every single week, and the guy still has to go out there and perform. And I think the fans in general have to realize, because I even saw Shannon Sharp took shots at him.
Yeah.
Like, Dan's a guy, too. Dan has a family.
Mm-hmm.
The guy still has to lace up every week and try to go out and perform. And the thing is he's playing at an elite level.
Yeah.
So he's obviously good enough to make it. But it still hurts and stings when you have to see how certain reactions come from the people that supposedly love you,
mm-hmm.
Or the people that have played the game and that now have become fans. But over the thing that Tyron said, I think Tyron just kind of overstepped himself too quick.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking about what he should have said, how he should have responded. Because no matter what, you're going to have something negative come from a fan or come from an opposing fan that's going to be personal towards you.
Yeah.
And as a player, you have to try to avoid it or just don't respond at all to it.
Well said, well said. And that aside, now we talk Chiefs defense, and you were on this Chiefs defense from 1998 to 2005. You went through highs and lows as a team during that time, and what are your thoughts on the defense's performance? How well do you think they've answered the call over the last couple of weeks since being criticized?
You know, our team was kind of the same way. We didn't win a Super Bowl, but our offense was really, really good.
Yes.
Kind of hard to stop. And there's, we never had a week to where we could compliment what the offense was doing.
Yeah.
But we had times where we had some decent games. We had some nice stops. But to sit and say that we were, a really good overall team, we weren't, because we all knew that our defense wasn't the greatest. You know, like I said, there was times we had some stops. There was times we had some interceptions. There were times we looked decent. But overall, we just weren't the defense to complement the kind of offense, the high-powered offense that we had. And right now, since Patrick has been there, it's kind of been the same. You know, the defense hasn't been able to complement.
Yeah.
But they played good enough for the couple of years that we made it to the Super Bowl. We kind of missed the Super Bowl. And we made it to the Super Bowl and won it. And then this past season, they played well enough to get us there. We just didn't bring things home as a team. But I like the players we have, and we have some great players in Chris Jones, Tyron Matthew.
Yeah.
I think the two linebackers are playing very, very good for their age, youth, Gay and Bolton. So Bolton, and they're going to be excellent linebackers for us. I just wish that Gay hadn't been hurt at the beginning of the season.
Yes.
But yeah, they won't compliment what the offense does. And right now, the offense is kind of falling off. Yet I still think that we have some great pieces upon that defense that could, maybe later on in the season can figure out things and get it together. But, as of now, it's just been, kind of an up and down roller coaster.
And speaking of that, next, I want to touch on the signing of linebacker Melvin Ingram. Now playing defensive end for Kansas City is where they're going to be putting him, kind of giving Chris Jones back to the middle there. Do you think the pass rush becomes more effective with that signing?
I don't know the answer to that. Just like we all assumed that bringing Josh Gordon in was going to be a turnaround for our offense.
Yeah.
And as of now, we haven't seen what Josh Gordon used to be or what he could possibly be with this team. So I can't say, Melvin Ingram's going to be the savior for this defense. He has been a great player. He's been a Pro Bowl player. But this year he's only had one sack with Pittsburgh. I think they cut his time. So I don't know what the issue was in Pittsburgh, but hopefully we can strike something underneath his belt to get him going back to what he used to be for the Chargers. So, I like the signing no matter what.
Yeah.
At least he's a proven guy. It's just that this year just hasn't been a year for him with Pittsburgh. So hopefully with us, things can kind of turn around for him.
Well said again. Well said again. Okay. Now for a fun but tough question here. You and former Chiefs player Dante Hall were teammates and seem to be pretty good friends now, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
I did some research here on him and Tyreek both, and they had the same 40 time of 4.29 seconds. In his prime, do you think Dante Hall beats Tyreek Hill in a race?
Okay, nothing against Dante. I love Dante. Great friend, considered him family, but no, I don't think he has a chance.
Who do you think would be more successful on the kick return game then? Because, Dante Hall was extravagant in the kick return.
Well, Dante's a proven product at the special team. So, his vision and awareness when he gets that ball on the open field is compared to none other. Like, he's phenomenal. So it's hard to compare what he does and to see the speed and the playmaking ability that Tyreek Hill brings to the game. So,
yeah,
they're two different individuals. But Tyreek is a top speed guy. Everything he does, it seems like it's just either fast or quick. Dante is that shifty guy that, like I said, has the great vision of the field that can make moves that, before he gets there. And he's had a lot of success with that.
Yes, he has. Well, thank you for coming on, sir, and we appreciate it. Hopefully have you down later in the season.
Sounds good. Just let me know.
All right. Take care.
Go Chiefs.
Former cornerback for the Kansas City Chiefs, Mr. Eric Warfield there. Pleasure to have him on. And, now we head to the 2-minute warning. And the 2-minute warning is brought to you by 4th Street Bowl here in Joplin. Go see Will and his crew and check out the new upgrades around the bowling alley. We will now talk Friday Night Lights and talk local matchups. And first up, we have the Joplin Eagles playing host to the Nixa Eagles. This will be a rematch from Week 2 when Joplin won closely. If everyone is back for the Eagles and healthy, I say Joplin wins again. Also, a game to keep an eye on for this is Lee Summit versus Ray Peck. If Ray Peck wins, they will be heading to Joplin, if Joplin wins as well. Ray Peck played Lee Summit North earlier this season, and they lost 41-14. So you think there's a little bit of a chip on their shoulder now. So we'll see how that one turns out. And then next up, we have Carthage going up against Willard, and Carthage undefeated. I believe that they will pull this one out. I do, and I also believe that my next matchup, Webb City playing host to Republic, looking to keep their playoff hopes alive after winning 3 of their last 4 in Republic. Webb City earning that 2 seed, and they're looking to move on and have that rematch against Carthage. So I pick Carthage and Webb City there. Easy picks. And that's all I got for the high school football. So now that that's out of the way, we'll head to the local sports update brought to you by Jefferson's. Come join Billy and his crew for happy hour from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. And with high school football out of the way, like I just said, we have local college sports. MSSU football returns home for the final time this season as they take on Northwest Missouri State tomorrow at 2 p.m. And as for Pitt State, they will also play at home for the last time tomorrow also, and their kickoff is set for 1 p.m. And in local sporting news, this Sunday in Webb City, former Chiefs fullback and Super Bowl champion Anthony Sherman will be coming to Frisco Church here in Webb City, and he'll be there at 10:30 a.m. for the service, and autograph session will follow shortly after. So go check that out if you're a Chiefs fan. This show's been full of Chiefs, no doubt about that. So that's all I got this week. Hear the music in the background. For Tony and myself, stay warm, stay dry, because in a few spots there's some rain in the forecast. And we'll see you next week here on the Sports Timeout Podcast.